Hey guys, and welcome to Unverified. I'm Simba, and I'm joined by my boys Israel, aka Ayarumalade.
Brr. Yo.
Harry, aka @Expressive Robot.
Hello.
And Simi, but you may know him better as Tamago2474.
What's up, people? How you doing?
Boys, you know what? It's been a while since we've done one of these. Even though we just uploaded one 2 weeks ago, it's been like 2 months since we recorded an actual episode. So that's been fun.
Yeah, I've been going through withdrawal symptoms. I'm like, bro, I need to discuss interesting topics.
He's been getting the shakes to do the podcast.
Literally, man. I've been out here shivering.
I'm shivering right now.
And in that time, a bunch of people been getting the shakes, fam. It's been kind of wild what's been going on the last 2 months, isn't it?
It's actually nuts. Like, it's funny we were talking about how we're like so, optimistic for 2020 since we recorded that 5 days into the year. Who knew the plague was coming for us?
Man, was it even 5?
Yeah, bro, it turns so quickly.
It was like 2, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think we were like 2 weeks into the year and we're like, guys, it's going to be a good one. 2020 is going to be a good decade. And then the plague was like, yo, I'm about to make a comeback, fam. Y'all ain't seen nothing.
Like, everyone was like, this is my year. And the plague was like, this is my year too, bitch. Let's go.
It's this week especially because
Yes,
it's like, it was pretty chill for the last month or so was happening, but this week there was a shift. Like it got real this week for everybody.
Yeah, last week, all the stores had toilet paper.
The
so
great
angry.
toilet paper rush of 2020.
I don't get. I really don't get it. Do people not wipe their butts?
Yeah, it's wild.
I'm so angry about that. It's like toilet paper of all things, It's like
It's really
out of anything.
confusing. You're right, because it is like, why would you think that your toilet paper usage would necessarily increase? And okay, you want to stock up. Why are you stocking up 6 months worth of toilet paper, bruv? It's not that deep.
Well, obviously
Okay.
people are waiting for the virus to go away in the summer, right? So, you gotta make sure you're 6 months prepared.
It's inconsiderate, man. Other people out here taking dumps too,
I don't understand.
like,
Can someone explain to me why,
I know, right?
why toilet paper? I don't get it.
I don't know. You know the worst part is. When I was in when I went both into Lidl and Morrison's. Well, the one thing I noticed about both stores is, whilst the toilet roll was also gone, the kitchen roll was gone. But you know what form of tissue was still remaining? It was the actual tissue that you would use to blow your nose into. Those ones are completely fine.
I mean, those ones are a bit thin, so even I wouldn't want to do that, Like,
Yeah, but
I think, people are really stupid, but they have a little logic, They don't want to use with the 1-2 ply.
If it got real, would you guys if you got to your Asda, bro, and you fuck, I need to take the biggest dump, it's bad. Would you? And you just look, it's like, bro, it's just the blow your nose type of tissues. Would you get them?
It's just
Would
Kleenex,
you just get those
mate.
little Kleenex
Yeah,
packets?
fam. Mate, are you serious? Yeah, if I needed to take a dump and I had Kleenex as an option, I would feel privileged. There are people who take dumps, they got nothing, mate.
I need clarity. You go into the toilet in Asda, or are you shitting in the middle of the aisle?
No. You need to get home.
What we're doing?
It's time sensitive. You need to get the tissue and get back home because you need to take
And get back home.
dump.
Okay. Yeah,
bro,
I'll take,
I'd take anything.
bro,
you
I'll
know?
take the
I'll take the
Kleenex.
tissue.
I was a guy I knew. This was in school, mate. It was after hours. He needed to take a dump. It was serious. None of the school toilets had toilet paper because this place was underfunded as hell. They didn't even have toilet paper in there. The dude used A4 paper, fam. Printer paper.
Ooh. Oh,
It was
man, that's
desperate
rough.
times. And it was rough, mate. Literally. Desperate times call for desperate measures. And this guy was just like, you know what? And the funny thing, I was with him. I said, are you sure, mate? He's like, no, just give me the paper.
Oh,
We use A4 paper. Honestly, kind of
man.
an off-topic thing. Because of how bad our school toilets were, I didn't dump in school. I didn't take dumps in school.
same.
I didn't do it.
Same.
This is a common thing.
Genuinely, I don't know what it is. In primary school, one time I just saw something all terrible in primary school. I've just never gone to school toilets ever in my life.
man.
Yeah, my body
Yeah.
during secondary school got adjusted. It's just for about 8 hours, you're not doing it. It's not happening.
Yep. Same.
I could eat so much food, it just wouldn't happen. It would just. I think my body started converting it into pee. I just think that's what happened.
Oh man. No, the thing is, like, no one who takes a dump at school wants to do it.
No.
You do it
Nope.
because you have to, okay?
Bruh.
I'm speaking from experience.
I've just seen some people in our school like just have shit on the walls. You shouldn't be allowed to be. You shouldn't be
Bro,
allowed
I was
in school.
I was in school council. We had multiple meetings, and it was like, yeah, people keep throwing shit in the ceilings, and I was like,
Why? Why?
Oh, I remember that. I remember that. Listen, people just have terrible public bathroom etiquette, and it
bro, civility. People don't have to be goddamn civil.
yeah, my mans are going back to caveman times, throwing poop in the ceilings, fam. Can you imagine taking a dump and then picking it up with your bare hands to throw it in the ceiling?
Yes. Why?
Imagine, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a bathroom. Yeah, you're like, it kind of stinks in here. The bathroom's, the toilet's looking clear. You start taking a piss. You're like, cool. Suddenly, you feel something dripping down on your shoulder. You're like, wait. You look to your left. You're like, what is that? You look up. It's a freaking shit just on the ceiling.
I'm burning my clothes. I'm gonna burn them right there.
Is the toilet an anti-gravity
I'm gonna walk
room?
naked and burn my clothes. It's a better option.
Are people pooping upside down? It's like
Have you seen that video of the dog where it does a handstand and it like shits on a wall?
Oh my god. That's the
Just
strat.
imagining that,
If
man.
people are
That's
pooping
the
upside
strat
down,
right
that's
there.
actually kind of impressive because like the kind of force you'd need to get that to the ceiling.
You've got a freaking bazooka.
Do you think
For an anus, mate.
like the amount of squats you do affects how powerful the projectile is?
I think it's like how much you don't fart. Because like if you hold it in, then you're gonna have more pressure, you know,
that kind of makes
to push
sense.
it out.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel like that makes sense.
I'm sure the science on that one checks
For
out.
real,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so wild. And people are like, "Oh, how do we get crazy diseases?" It's like, bro, homies are throwing poop at ceilings.
Exactly, mate. Like, we have people out here doing the most. This is how coronavirus comes
It sounds
about.
like humanity just doesn't like being alive. There's some people eating bats one side of the world, other side people are throwing poop in ceilings. I'm just like, guys,
we were a
In the-
species made to just like go, you know.
Yeah, I'm surprised it took this long for people to start washing their hands. Really, I mean,
people have actually started washing their hands for real. I was on the train today, bro. The amount of people I saw going to just to wash their hands in the toilet, it was unprecedented. I was like, is this what it took for our hygiene to just like actually turn up?
probably. Oh,
Yes.
I've got a train washing hands story. I was on the train last weekend, yeah. And now I've been on this train before, and I went to the toilet. I washed my hands. It was all good. This time I went to the toilet. I pushed the button for the soap, mate. I think they're watering down the soap. They're probably running out. They're like, bro, we don't have enough soap. They're watering it down. This stuff, it wasn't viscous. It was pre-watered. You know when you put the soap on, then you turn the water on and wash your hands. They pre-watered it. I'm telling you.
Is it the Thameslink train?
Yes.
Bro, same train I took today.
It's like, mate, this is why we're gonna die from the coronavirus, bro. We're trying to save money on soap, my guy.
When this all comes to an end, the stats are gonna be like coronavirus 1% mortality, stupidity 75%. Like,
Exactly.
It's like I'm pretty sure there'll be more deaths from like mass hysteria of like people killing each other over
easily.
toilet paper
Imagine.
than deaths from not, man. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
I wouldn't be either. Do you know what's kind of crazy though? Like this kind of gives us a little glimpse into what world would look like if things just actually went into chaos. Like if a zombie apocalypse happened, imagine if Flu New Game Plus is turn humanity back into savages. Imagine like a zombie virus, bro.
I was thinking, like, I've been thinking a lot more about the zombie apocalypse these days. I don't know why, but like, you know, it's just one of those things where, yeah, I'm just thinking, like, you know what? I'd always like to think I'd survive, but nah, I'd probably be a goner. Probably.
I mean, as Zoomers, don't really have any survival instincts or skills.
Exactly. Like I'm just too soft.
Mhm.
I just like comfortable sheets.
Like
too
my
much,
hands
you know?
are so squishy from like doing nothing. Like
Yeah.
I've got a bump on my finger from like writing. I write a lot.
This is my scholars. That's his only battle scar. Same, bro. Same.
But to kind of bring it back, all right, I know we're making a lot of jokes, but at the same time, I feel like we should be somewhat of a force for good here because people are acting wild, and I feel like people are being a bit hysterical about the whole situation. Obviously, it's a very super infectious disease, like it's spreading quite rapidly. But the amount of people
Absolutely.
actually dying from it is like quite low. The mortality rates from like just the stats we actually have are like 1% to 3%. But most like medical professionals are like, because we don't have a lot of the cases haven't been recorded, it's like 0.6%. And the seasonal flu, the thing that we have every year, is about 0.1%. So just wash your face. Don't wash your face. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your mouth specifically.
Also, wash your face though. Wash your
Wash your
face.
face,
Some
too.
people out here with greasy foreheads. I'm like,
Facial hygiene
okay.
is really important. You know, if you're also washing your face, you stop touching it, you will look a lot better. So, think about the clout. Don't do it to stay alive. Do it for the clout, right?
Always for the clout.
Also, another thing, be considerate because obviously there's some people who are immunocompromised, and there are some people who, and just old people, especially because those are the ones where it's like the most fatal. So obviously, you don't want to give it to them.
Just try and limit interaction outside as much as possible. Like if you don't need to go to a meeting or to go to some sort of event, just kind of cool off for the next 2 weeks. But that should be pretty easy because I'm not sure if you guys heard, but there was a 1.78 terabytes OnlyFans leak a couple weeks ago. Did you guys hear about that?
No.
I did hear about it.
Yes. Oh,
And,
bro, I watched that shit unfold on my Twitter feed.
I thought you were about to say. I thought you were about to say I watched that shit all night. I was like, that's a mood, bro.
So he's like, bro, where's the link?
How come you didn't hook a brother up, my guy? But yeah, tell us about it though.
All
Yeah.
right, for the uninitiated, OnlyFans is basically, imagine like Chatterbait, which is like a Kangirl service, and you can like put up pics and stuff, but they kind of more tailored towards like almost influencers in a sense. So in the sense that like if you are already an influencer and you like want to do some more spicy stuff on the side, it's kind of a good way to make money from posting more lewd and provocative photos and videos, and people pay to see that stuff. I think it's like they subscribe specifically to you and they can pay for specific pictures. So over the last a couple weeks ago, there was a leak. And you know what the most wild thing it was? Like, I thought this was a hack, and this is a hack of about 1 to 4 terabytes of content. This was not a hack. People came together and collated 1 to 4 terabytes of content together and leaked it on the internet.
Whoa.
That's collaboration.
So people who had paid for
Yeah.
it were like, all right,
yeah.
I'm gonna do this for the team.
People who had already paid took one for the homies and decided to come together. Think about that. Bro,
Kings.
up
Kings,
to 4
absolutely,
terabytes.
all of them.
How much work did that take?
I don't know, but those people are on the front lines.
They're heroes, man. Like, I salute those boys.
Yeah,
bro.
hell
But yeah, so like
Bro.
those egos were not happy, fam.
Of course, like that's the entire like portfolio, mate. Jesus.
Especially because like the whole point of like the whole OnlyFans content is that like they're trying to entice people into getting those things, paying for those things, so they can get those actual lewd photos and stuff, or those lewd lewd content. But now it's been leaked. Unfortunately, now people just get that for free.
Dude, I didn't know much about OnlyFans really before this. Were you guys super acquainted with it before?
I have never heard of it before.
I knew about
I
it.
had heard about it, but I didn't really. Well, no, yeah, I'd heard about it. In fact, though, rest in peace to Etika. But there was a period where he was streaming on OnlyFans. It wasn't lewd content. It's just because he'd been banned on Twitch and YouTube. So he was like, well, I'm out of options.
I think I kind of knew about it just from because I see a lot of cosplayers on my Twitter feed, so I know a lot of the, like especially because I follow one particular YouTuber who follows a bunch of cosplayers. So I knew about OnlyFans from that specific YouTuber. Heavenly Control, I knew about
right.
him.
Okay, yeah.
First of all, I didn't realize how much money these content creators were making on this platform.
They are content
They are
creators.
indeed content.
How do you know how much they're making? Because I'm curious as
So
well.
this girl did a kind of this just like 1 week test. of like she's like a YouTuber with I think like 100,000, maybe 200,000. No, it's like 131,000 subscribers, if not less. She like started an OnlyFans account for about a week. In that week, she got to the point where she was gonna be making $900 a month from subscriptions, and then very interestingly, there was this one dude who just kept asking for pictures of her feet, and I think in the span of that week, he paid like $2,000 for pictures of her feet.
Oh my god!
What?
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so here's my thing, right? I get being horny, right?
Uh-huh.
But is it really to the point where it has to be a specific person? Because there's already so much free pornographic content, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand the argument of like, wanting to pay the people who work in the industry. That's fine as well. In that case, get a subscription to one of these sites, right? But to go to one specific person, I'm just wondering, what is it about them? Is that you just specifically like their face? You want their stuff alone?
I wondered that for a while, right? Because it's like, apart from just supporting the people who make this stuff, I'm like, I don't get the point in paying for that kind of content because there is so much of it on the internet for free.
My own guess was basically they're paying this person who interacts with them like a normal content creator would. Basically paying someone to basically give you interaction. You're kind of just sad. Basically, men are just sad. We're all sad and lonely.
Not just men. I get. I'd assume it's mostly men. To be fair,
Yeah, I'm assuming it's mostly men. Yeah.
That's
Would you
true.
guys ever subscribe to some girls?
Would I ever like pay an
Yeah,
ego?
for her OnlyFans, like a private Snapchat. You guys ain't trying to see what's happening behind the scenes, bro. You guys never watch Drake and Josh and be like, yo, what happens after set?
Drake and Josh.
Right.
Jesus, man. That is a whole can of worms I don't want to open. No, it's like, I just, for me, it's the thing of where it's like, let's say I found someone who had a very enticing, because, often what they'll do is, just like Israel described, they'll have a teaser video, and then it's like, oh, if you want to see more, go to my OnlyFans, right? For me, it's like, I would be fine with the teaser.
Bro, it's like 30 seconds.
Yes, that's perfectly
I
understandable.
wouldn't need to go. I'm not jumping over a paywall. Like that wall is enough
It
to
exists
stop
for a
me.
reason.
Yeah. Like if I ever did want to pay for it, then I'd pay for a site that has a network of other things, just so I get a bit of variety. I guess it is the whole thing of, especially like if we go back to the dude with the feet pics, maybe it's not even necessarily so much about the feet, but just the fact that the photo was taken for him.
Yeah, it's basically like it's basically like someone like DMing you nudes, basically. It's basically that. It's basically that. That's why some dudes look to OnlyFans as like this kind of source.
In my head, the only real appeal of a girl DMing you nudes is the interest. It's like she's shown so much interest in you that she wants to send you nude photos of herself. Maybe I'm just a simp or something. But in my head,
Alright,
I guess it's just different strokes for different folks,
Yeah.
I personally
Oh.
it was the perfect phrasing, actually.
This is a bit off topic, but me and Reese had a bit of a debate about e-girls on Twitch and cam girls and such. I was like defending them in a way because it's like, they do what they do, and it's like people watch them for like, I don't want to say it, but it's like,
Yeah,
cam
basically.
girls.
Oh yeah, no, it is definitely the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Thing.
And it's like,
that company.
see, I think it's a slightly different thing with the Twitch stuff, right? Like, to me, I think the reason why people on Twitch are so... man, homies on Twitch are so thirsty. It's wild.
it's like they're everywhere.
But I think Twitch is slightly different to just camgirling, right?
The demographic is definitely different. Twitch will 100% skew younger, which may be able to explain the thirst, right? Because on cam sites, at least the thirsty people got money. Like,
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's like anyone can
Yeah,
talk
but also,
in Twitch chat.
thirsty dudes on Twitch got money
Twitch.
too.
oh, with the donations, right?
Yes, they do. Oh my
This
god.
is an
yes, they do.
interesting
Yes, they do.
thing.
There isn't a paywall so much. There's like a follower wall in some cases.
Which is what, in my mind, makes it slightly worse on the dude's part. It's like, this is completely free content. And
you're just giving this person your money for no
And
added
that
benefit.
is why I respect cam girls on Twitch. It's like they're appealing to a certain demographic. Yeah, it's like a bad demographic, and I don't support that demographic. But you know, they use them.
13-year-old boys.
Sure. I'm just saying, like, they're playing them for idiots, and they're getting paid for it.
Oh, you're respecting the hustle.
Yeah,
100%,
it's
no, I
like
agree.
it's such a good hustle.
It is a good hustle.
Because like, it's like I respect them for it, you know.
So there's this Twitch streamer called Amaranth, and I have found her extremely fascinating from the
what I was talking
point
about.
I found her. She's just always interested me, just like from a psychological standpoint. This woman has she has won the game to me. She has streamed herself sleeping. She slept for a stream.
It's straight up incredible.
And she had 2,000
Yes,
viewers.
she did. She slept.
She was sleeping.
Okay, you know what, GG. All these streamers out here trying to be
I was just
entertaining.
like, all these suckers are up and awake getting their bread. She's like, nah.
I get bread while I
She's done it
sleep.
multiple times, by
boy.
the way. This is not like a one-off. She's done it multiple times.
As soon as she wakes up, they want to be the first person to write "Good morning, beautiful" in the chat. They want to be the number one. They will be like, "It was me." They're gonna go at school. Yo, I wrote "Good morning, beautiful" to Amore first. She responded to my one, mate. Yes.
Most men are lonely.
Yeah. But the whole ego thing comes down to, I think, heavily to the idea of parasocial relationships. You guys know what that is?
It's like when you form a sort of bond, a relationship, a friendship with someone that you only know online, and you know way more about them than they know about you, simply because of the nature of you watching their content. But to them, you're just a viewer.
I think it's that taken to the next level. Like, I've heard YouTubers talking, and this is just like normal YouTubers talking and be like, yeah, I meet people at conventions, and they make all these crazy jokes with us, like we've been friends forever. It's like, dude, you can't say it. I don't know you. And I think it's like that starting to take to a next level. Like, again, I don't know if that's for sure, but I feel like that has to be it, really, to a heavy degree.
You know, I would like to actually speak to someone who actively watches these e-girls and, you know, donates to them. Because one thing I wonder is, does it skew more to people who they do it and it's a very secret thing? Like, no one else really knows that they watch this person and donate money? Or is it a thing where it's like, oh yeah, last night I was watching Amaranth's stream, sent her $50. She was sleeping, and I hope she had some good dreams last night.
Maybe they're in the circles in which it's accepted now.
And that's another thing. Are there
I
circles?
still think that cam girls and e-girls are pretty there's a stigma about them still.
Oh, absolutely. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Any sort of
Sex worker.
you know,
Yeah.
can it be classified as sex
yeah.
work? Yeah.
The Twitch less, but yeah, the cam girls. It's definitely
The Twitch less, yeah.
sex workers.
Yeah.
There is a big stigma against that stuff.
It's so dumb.
I
I
don't
hate that.
agree with that. It's do whatever you do to make money, as long as you're consenting to it. It's fine.
Same, I agree.
Yeah.
And if you
So
enjoy
someone's
it and you
getting
can
hurt.
make a lot of money from it, then all the
go
better.
for it, 100%.
All the power to you for doing something brave, contradictory, and something potentially scary.
I'm not gonna go brave. I'm not out here handing medals for women just taking off their clothes, but you do your thing.
Okay, no, but
I mean, to be fair, I would just say confidence.
it's brave,
I would just
but-
say confidence. I would say confidence.
Yeah, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna call you brave.
Okay.
People still trying to buy toilet paper are brave.
Yeah.
My thing is it's just basic supply and demand, and this is the thing I've always had. And in a past life, we had a discussion about booby streamers, as they were once called. I personally had no issue with them. I was like, the people who are streaming, listen, I actually take no real issue with Amaranth. I kind of feel bad for her in some senses sometimes when I watch her stream, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day. But my problem is the people buying this stuff. Part where it starts to get a bit gray is the demographic. I think that a lot of these dudes who are on this platform, a lot of people who are going to be on Twitch and are into that culture might just be quite lonely. And in a sense, inadvertently or advertently, this is kind of preying on that loneliness. It's people are alone and they need to feel some sort of connection. But if someone's going to read out my name on the stream, or this girl's going to send me feet pics for $2,000, that's how you feel less lonely.
Fam, that's $1,000 per foot. That's $200 per toe, my guy.
Uh-huh.
Man, just calculate.
Oh god.
This is where this man's maths GCSE is gone. This is where this man's maths A level
My
is
man,
gone.
my nigga's quick on that.
Exactly.
£200 per toe, god damn it.
So he needs to make sure he's getting his good value, bro.
Sure.
Nah, is a big toe worth more than the pinky toe?
I don't know. I feel like the pinky toe would be worth more.
I'm not
right?
doing
like,
that calculation. That requires percentage.
Simi, all toes are equal, god
No,
damn
but
it.
like some toes are cuter than others. Some
like
big
it, man.
toes
It's
are
progressive.
I mean, some feet are ugly,
It's
you know?
true, but if your feet are ugly,
Like-
I doubt people are gonna actually never mind.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
people
you were
wouldn't
about
pay
to
for
say
bad toes
something
either.
that I was just like, nah, bro. Some people, different strokes.
Never
What did I
mind, yeah.
say?
Some people stroke differently. I meant that.
Okay,
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
say it like
I
that.
know,
bro.
I know what I
I
said.
didn't say it like that.
To be fair, if anything, that does help them with the coronavirus dealing
It's
with it
true.
pretty nicely.
It's true. Allegedly,
How?
masturbation helps improve your immune system. So,
Yep.
bro,
Oh
this
my God.
OnlyFans leak out here is just saving lives, really.
That was the response to the coronavirus.
We did it, guys.
The leak was part of the UN did this.
What?
I figured it out. The UN leaked the OnlyFans
Honestly, though, but
content.
like, it makes
Oh,
sense.
imagine.
How do just like a bunch of random strangers come together to leak 4 terabytes of content?
Exactly. You need an
need
organization
infrastructure.
that is good at Exactly.
I mean, it probably happened on Reddit, right?
I'd imagine Reddit or 4chan. Those guys are
Yeah.
usually stupidly organized, dude. I'd never ever trash 4chan because I would have like my cousin's toe sent to my house. I'd rather.
That's $200 right there.
What did you guys like pay attention to this whole? I say whole. It was a very
Oh,
quick
God.
saga. The OK Boomer girl situation.
I know about it from a Twitter, a singular tweet.
So there's this girl. I think her name was Nico Lol. But basically, she made like a viral TikTok video where she had a Bernie Sanders shirt and she was doing a dance of going basically with a song that's going "Okay Boomer," and then basically she was dancing to it. And yeah, that shit got a lot of likes. And so she ended up getting like over 100K followers in a week. And so a bunch of niggas were just simping
Simping hard.
for her.
I bet.
And then during like a stream, she mentions she has a boyfriend, and then 12 hours later, she's suspended from Twitter.
From what I saw, she lost a bunch of followers as well before that happened, right?
So
She lost like 60,000 followers.
So wild,
Yep.
dude. Come on, man. Like, what else is that telling you?
Unfortunately, like I said, parasocial relationships. So unfortunately, people want to pretend this girl is their cute internet waifu. And unfortunately, it turns out when she has a boyfriend, no, I cannot be competing with that.
It's like any other breathing male. Oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yep, unfortunately.
it happens as well. You've even seen it with Twitch
Yeah.
streamers who aren't even necessarily like the sort of ego style Twitch streamers, where it's like as soon as they show that they have a boyfriend, people are outraged.
Yeah.
Or not people, but individuals within the group who are like, oh my God, how could you do this to us? Just one of those things like, bruv, who do you think was taking these pictures of her balancing on her left foot? She ain't got no limbs left to hold the camera, my guy.
There's one thing I also remember. She also did a stream at one point where she was basically, because everyone was calling the dudes simps and everything, she basically did another stream in where she was basically saying how being a simp is great. She basically had the damage control.
Can I get a quick definition of the word simp? Because I feel like I have a pretty good
It's
idea.
been so overused.
It's been overused. The meaning has been tarnished, basically.
All right, I'm gonna head to the Urban Dictionary real quick. Give me a quick moment. We're gonna see what the top definition is. A man that puts himself in a subservient position under women in the hopes of winning them over, without the female bringing anything to the table.
I'd say that's a pretty good one. Yeah, that's pretty
Yep.
solid.
Yeah.
That's a pretty solid definition.
Also, by the way, you don't even have to be like a real female. Have you guys heard of this like VR anime?
You mean the Melody Project? Yep.
Yeah.
Oh god, I saw that. Oh, that was interesting.
Yeah.
That was very interesting for a couple reasons. One, homie simping as usual, but not even simping for breathing human beings anymore is wild.
Sorry, I'm just real quick. Is this referring to like is there's a thing in Japan where they have these like digital
Yeah, sorry.
influencers that aren't real people? Is
Yeah,
this what you're
I
referring to?
podcasted badly there. Let me explain the situation a bit. So the Melody Project is basically just like like that. It's a digital influencer type of thing. So it's somebody voicing this like 3D rendered like model that is like mocapped to a person. And she's a Twitch streamer, and she's also a cam girl this time around.
Oh.
Homies have been simping, but the only interesting thing isn't just homies simping. A lot of female Twitch streamers ain't been happy about this girl being around. They have not been a big
Not Twitch
fan.
streamers. It was like she was on Chatterbait. This was
No.
on Chatterbait.
No. Twitch streamers have been complaining about her too.
Wild. Oh yeah, because she has a Twitch account now. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's banned now already, but
Wild.
Oh wow.
I tuned into one of her thingies just to like check it out, and it was really interesting. Like the chat was hella simping.
Yeah, it's simping. But it's like you're not even simping for a human being anymore.
I know,
Guys.
it's like, but it's like a real
They've,
person, but it's just like an avatar making, noises.
Also, it also shows the power of the weebs. Basically, are stronger than all the normies.
The power of the weebs and Thurston. But yeah, a bunch of people complaining about her on Twitch because she's got banned now, so I guess their wills can be kind of let go here. Because she's a bit more what can I say? She's a bit spicier than your average female Twitch streamer. So
that's one way to put it.
A lot of female Twitch streamers were kind of complaining. It was like, oh, why is this virtual girl kind of allowed to bypass the rules?
The real reason that these Twitch streamers had a problem with it had nothing to do with how spicy she was, bruv. Listen, it's because they know they can't outwork her. She can be on 24/7, streaming on Twitch and Chatterbait at the same time, my guy. They can't outwork her. They knew she had to go.
True. That's exactly what it is. Like, these girls know that, like, and it's like an anime girl. It's like, once there's one digital influence, it's like, okay, you're an attractive female, but this anime girl can be whatever attractive female they need her to be. It's like,
bro, she can be a cat girl if she wants to.
Yeah, essentially.
I said before, but she was like making noises, and it's like, it's sus of me to say, but it's actually interesting to watch.
Interesting in them quotation marks, italics, bold, if you get my drift.
Yeah. Eyes
Sure.
emoji.
It was just like genuinely interesting to like find something like that was out there. Because I mean, like, there's just regular normal porn. There's hentai. There's like a bunch of stuff out there, and people are like resorting to
If Japan is anything to go by, this is phase 1.
exploring different forms of sexual media.
Yeah, but Japan did this, and now they have a declining birth rate. Guys don't want women anymore. Like, they're dumb.
Right, and I guess with like a virtual woman, like it's very. It's very you can be as one-sided as you want and not feel bad about it.
In a way, it would be simple,
I do wonder what sort of long-term effect that has on a person.
I imagine not great ones.
That'll be very interesting to see in 10 years.
I don't think it'd be that bad.
I don't think there's no way somebody can do that for 10 years and walk away okay. Human beings are too wired socially for you to walk away okay after that. Why do you think people are paying $2,000 people's feet pics, bro? Come on.
Unfortunately, yeah, that is true. Tis true.
I want to know where the dude got the $2,000 from, mate. What job?
He's probably
is he
rich,
doing?
but just lonely. Who knows? Because honestly, I very much doubt a working class man is going to go broke paying for feet pics. If you are, dude.
No, that's a thing though. Like, people do that.
Really?
You know, it's like a whole fetish of like dudes who like their fetish is just paying women money. Just
go
a woman
broke.
will be
Oh
like,
yeah, financial domination.
Like, it's like a whole
I have heard
domination
that.
thing where like men just give all their money away and just empty their bank accounts, and that's their fetish. Yo, Simi, bro, you need to get on this. Like,
I do, like, bruv, I'll financially dominate you if you want. Yo, give me $20 real quick. let me hold a 20 real quick.
so yeah, if you guys just at the end of the video go to OnlyFans and look for Tamago2474, you should be able to find what you're looking for. Bro, you should check. What if somebody's taking that from you already? What if there's a girl out here making money off your name on OnlyFans, bro?
Yo, I'm gonna have to tell her we need to split that.
Your name's copyrightable.
Like, we're on the right train. What if you start OnlyFans in your name, but you find some girl who's like needs some cash, but she's also willing to get spicy for the cam, and you're like, yo, how about we do like a 70-30 split, maybe, you know, maybe 65-45, you know, would you do that?
So I provide the audience, she provides the content,
Yeah, exactly.
basically. It's sounding like a business venture right here.
Simi, aren't all your fans like under 18? So that ain't gonna go well.
That's the government's problem.
That is the government. To be honest, right? To be 100% honest, right? Let's not act like everyone on these websites is supposed to be on these websites, all right?
What are you talking about? Steve?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, like that freaking to enter this website, press OK to ensure you're over 18. Okay.
Wait, I don't think Pornhub even asks you for 18. You just get in. It doesn't even check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I think Pornhub's just like, yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it. We trust you, fam. I'm like, oh, okay.
It's like, you 18, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but Cindy, don't start
Come on
talking
in.
too loudly because you know how the UK government is, bro. You guys know, like, I don't know how far they got into this, but like the UK government was trying to start something where you basically would have to give ID
Your ID and
to get onto those type of sites.
slow progress on it, which has been slowed down even more by the coronavirus. So I
God.
guess that's one thing.
There's another upside,
Yeah.
guys. Honestly, if you think about it, to bring it all full circle, coronavirus has kind of been a plus, you know, in a certain ways. It's allowed us, one, we're all focusing on our hygiene, like way more than we did before. And people were not washing their hands. People were out here throwing feces at ceilings. And now people are like actually washing hands. So like that's a benefit in itself. People are self-isolating themselves. And, you know, that means they're going to have time to focus on their own, focus on some stuff they weren't able to deal with, maybe spend time with their families and stuff. You know, in a lot of ways, it's a benefit. Obviously, for the people who are highly at risk, like the elderly and the immunocompromised, you know, that's a problem. But, you know, for like the 90% of the population, you know, it's really not that bad. It's just like a kind of bad flu. Bro, I remember when the swine flu happened, which was worse than this. It was like, it was chill. And, bro, look at all this content you got. 1.78 terabytes? Fam.
Yeah, free content.
You're going to be chilling. And then after that, you can go find out from Jake Paul how to be an influencer. But, you know, that we don't have enough time to cover that this episode. So.
Oh, what a tease, bro. You should start on OnlyFans.
Yeah. And if you want to find out when that comes out, you should follow us on Twitter at Unverified Show. And also follow these lovely people at their socials that we linked at the beginning of the show. Guys, what are your closing statements for this episode of the podcast?
I'm glad people are washing their hands more. I am taking a hiatus from handshaking. So if you see me and I don't shake your hand, listen, I ain't assuming you nasty, but just for the sake of my own safety, we gonna have to elbow bump. All right, that's it.
I would like to say to all e-girls and their OnlyFans pages, yeah, you'll be fine in the long run. People will forget about it at some point. Honestly, you'll be okay.
Just want to say, don't forget to respect your local e-girl and sex worker, and I can now officially say, this ain't my first rodeo.
Hey.
My internet debut is over.
My closing statement for this podcast is, if you're one of them homies out here simping on e-girls, bro, just go outside, take a walk. Maybe not right now, give it like 3 weeks, but like after that, go outside, take a walk, take in some of that fresh air from the aftermath of the apocalypse, and just like rethink life. There's so much more to go on. Go make some friends, go socialize, you know, go fix some shit. Clearly, if you're out here simping and spending $2,000 on feet pics, you clearly have a disposable income, so you can go out there and do some shit. And that's really about it. Don't catch no coronavirus. Don't be coughing in my neighborhoods. If I see you, like I said, Simi, ain't no hugs, ain't no high fives. That's just how it be. But if you want to hear us and socialize with us on the internet without any interaction from our part, you can listen to the podcast again in 2 weeks or watch our lovely content on the channel. Until next time, this is the Unverified. Bye.
Jesus Christ. This guy just died from coronavirus at the end there. Peace out. Bye.
Skirt.